I'd like to welcome you to my channel, Brad the Car Dude. I am Brad the Car Dude. This channel is this is kind of an introductory to the channel. This channel is going to be mostly about cars, but also about tech and other things. I had filmed a lot of stuff that I'm going to just throw away because I realized I didn't like how it was formatted or how it looked. So I've got, give you a quick 10,000 foot overview. I have a cell phone store at an IT firm, and I'm working on building a car dealership. It's something that I've wanted to do for a long time. I wanted to do it. Thank you to Craig from Flying Wheels for the idea of doing it by appointment only. So we're starting that kind of from scratch while I do the other things. Now I buy and sell cars. I get them at auction. I don't get a chance to go down to the preview day, so I don't know entirely what I'm getting into until I drive them back. It's about a 45-minute to an hour drive back from the auction to my store, and then usually I go to work at my store for that day, then bring them back home and start working on them. It takes me a couple of months usually to get a car done. I've got two cars that I've recently picked up at auction. One is a 2014 Nissan Murano, and one is a 2008 Subaru Legacy sedan. So I'm going to go outside here in just a minute. We're going to film those two cars. As much as I wanted to do the pickup and all the things that I went through, I'm just going to have to tell you, and we're going on a couple of test drives, where the cars are now and whatnot. So welcome, and please subscribe. This is my first video. It's going to get better as time goes on. Right now, unfortunately, I'm kind of new to this, so it's not going to be as good as it could be otherwise. Thanks. All right, so I am talking over and going to remove the audio from this clip. This is the 2008 Subaru Legacy. This is the 2014 Nissan Murano. I bought the Murano first, so we're going to go through the Murano first. Um, I was rambling on a little bit, so I wanted to cut all of the rambling and make this actually more concise. So with this car, we'll do a walk around. Uh, the wheels are ugly. They first wheel that you saw was actually really nice. I don't know why I decided to open up the back for you, but show you the back. But um, yeah, it's got power lift gate, power back, or whatever you want to call it. Um, Everything's good. I forgot to grab that and put that on the battery when I put the battery in. Um, let's see. Yeah, you can see right now, that's what most of the wheels look like, so I'm going to paint them black. I've got new center caps for them. And I'm going to pop the hood here, and I'm gonna show you the two things that we did under the hood. Everything else was in the transmission area and the tires, of course. So as soon as I pop the hood here, and so we replaced the battery first thing. So we're gonna pop the hood, and you'll see the battery. It's a Walmart battery. Give me a hard time about Walmart batteries. I don't care. I use them even on my truck that I drive every day because they just are cheap and work. I like that. We also replaced the air intake guy there. I don't remember what the full name of that actually is because it had a small hole in it. So here's where I ran into issues with this car. I picked it up from the auction, and I'm driving to the gas station. Now, my wife normally tails me whenever I pick up a car. I should have had her tail me to the gas station. I said, you know what, this car seems great. We're just going to deal with that. I should be fine. So I get to the gas station, and the first thing I do is turn off the car, pump the gas, and then go ahead and get a snack and a drink and come back, and the car doesn't start because the battery's dead. I'm like, fantastic. So I call my wife, no answer. She probably couldn't hear me because our truck is not exactly quiet. It's got off-road tires that are beyond the 50% mark, so they're really loud as you're driving down the street, wah 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 wah, nonstop. So we, I get get it added to my insurance, get it added to the roadside, get the roadside set up to jump me. Took about 5 minutes to set everything up on my phone and then wait 90 minutes for them to come and jump start me. Got jump started, get down the road going, everything's going great. The sound system sounds good. Everything is just peachy. Everything's driving perfect. I get down to about 20 minutes into that drive, and I get to I've hit many stoplights along the way. I get to a stoplight and no acceleration. I floor it even, and there's not even a revs going up. It's just not doing anything. It's crawling. I put on my hazards. I crawl through the intersection. I'm like, okay, hopefully that doesn't ever happen again. And it happened several more times. In fact, actually, the worst one was as I was turning left. This is about an hour drive, turning left off of the highway onto the street that would get me back behind my shop. Uh, I got stuck on a hill. It would not go up Headgum Hill. It's not that steep of a hill. I was like, I don't know what to do at this point. And I finally got it to go. And I got it to the shop and turned it off, tried to turn it on. Battery's just shot. So I'm like, fine. Grabbed the truck because my wife was at the shop at this point. She opened up the shop for me, grabbed the truck, ran to Walmart, grabbed a battery. I already removed the battery, put the new battery in, and actually the drive home was absolutely fantastic. 30-minute drive home, no problems other than it would almost like I consider it a neutral drop, but it would just lurch forward, and I didn't like the lurch. That always, it bothered me a lot. But it would only do that after about 20 minutes after it's warmed up. So fast forward to a day, 2 days, I don't remember when it was. I decided to drive it to the shop. Drive it to the shop that day. I realized as I get to the door to open up my shop, my keys for the shop are on my nightstand. So I turn around instantly to drive back home. I get maybe a mile from the shop, and all of a sudden a flashing check engine light came on. The transmission is acting really bad. I pull into a gas station. I put my code scanner on it. I read the code. The code tells me that solenoid A is stuck on or off. I clear the code, and I'm able to make it back home. So I'm like, gave me some food for thought. I switched out the cars and drove a different car back to the shop that day. I had the Subaru at that point, so I'm like, I'm just going to drive the Subaru to the shop. Drove the Subaru to the shop, and got, uh, did some research, found that the valve body, which has all the solenoids and the stepping motor and all the valves and everything that makes the transmission actually get the fluid and get things where it needs to be. It's about a $200, 200 and some change part. I'm like, okay, I'm going to order that. Contacted my mechanic. I said, this is what I need to get done. He said, yeah, of course I can do that. I didn't want to do it. It's winter and I don't want to be underneath the car in the cold. I probably could have done it, and actually I would have been completely at a loss had I don't have the computer that he has. Mine's a basic code scanner. It scans codes, and that's about it. Anyway, he puts it in, gets the new fluid in, gets everything going, and it won't move. Drive, reverse, nothing. He hooks his computer up, finds that in park, getting about 200 to 215 pounds of pressure, psi. In reverse or drive, 0. So it's already late. It's about 7 o'clock. It's been dark for a while. He said, I'm going to come back in a couple of days and let's, figure it out. I looked, there's no way I can get a new valve body here in 2 days. So he comes back 2 days later, which I don't like leaving it anything parked overnight behind my shop. A, the neighborhood's not very nice. B, the security guard walks around once or twice a night, and he can have a car towed if it's parked overnight. Thankfully, he didn't bother with it for 2 nights, which was nice. I thought about contacting the management company for my shop and just saying, "Hey, this car is going to be parked here for 2 nights. I'll get it out of here soon." But I didn't do that, and thankfully they didn't bother. He didn't bother with it. So Cody comes back, and I said, you know, said let's take the valves and everything and the solenoids and everything out of the old valve body, put it out of the new valve body, put it in the old valve body, and maybe it will be okay. As he pulls off parts, he realizes that the uh, seals are bad. They're damaged. They're not good. Which I did contact the company that I bought that from and said, "Hey, that's not okay." I'm like, "You really need to have better quality control." I never got a response back on that, but I'm not going to be buying their valve bodies ever again if I ever have to do one again. So, I picked up a couple of gallons of CVT fluid for Nissan, and he switched the seals from the old valve body over to the new valve body, and everything's been fine. And we, of course, on the first one, did a new gasket and a new filter because it's just wrong not to do that basic stuff while you're there. Um, so that actually seemed to have solved the issue with the transmission. Um, I also forgot I replaced the accelerator pedal. When I did the first research about what was going on, it is a drive-by-wire. So I ordered an accelerator pedal, replaced the accelerator pedal. It literally is 2 bolts and a plug in the back. That sometimes can cause a problem with what I was experiencing. I don't know if that was the problem or if it was the issues with the valve body. So I did do that first. First was the battery. Second was that. Uh, Drove it around with that. I did have an issue where I had the bolts too tight and it would literally get stuck. Thankfully, I never left the neighborhood that way. Loosen the bolts, thinking their bolts really shouldn't make it so that it gets stuck, but that was all it was. So loosen the bolts a little bit, maybe a quarter to an eighth of a turn. There's 2 bolts on there. It seemed to fix that problem with getting stuck. Uh, so I've got a lot of work done to this car, and I need to get my money out of this car. That's really what it boils down to. I've got about 4 grand wrapped in, a little over 4,000 wrapped into this car. Its value is going to be somewhere between 5 and 6,000. If I can get 55, I'll come out where I at least make close to 1,000. The issue that I got to figure out is, do I want to replace the tire pressure monitors or not? I'm painting those wheels black. I've got new center caps for the wheels. Uh, I got a good deal on the tires, which was nice. When we go through the conclusion video on all of these cars after I get them sold, we'll go through every expense as well as what we made. And hopefully I come out ahead on this car. I do like it. It's actually one of my favorite cars to drive. All right, 2008 Subaru. One of the things that I had with this car, and actually thankfully nice tires, I did replace the center caps. It came with good tires. This damage right here was extensive. Much worse than it is. It looks a lot better. This piece right here was missing, so I had to buy that. This is still all scraped up, but I painted over it and made it look at least passable. I can pop this dent back out again. So the Subaru had, oh, and you'll watch me clear up these headlights. These ones are far worse. I should do it to my truck, but so the Subaru had 2 issues. Unlock it real quick. I need to clean it inside and out much more than I needed to do it on the other car. Unfortunately, because of the fact that we did do fresh paint on this a couple of weeks ago, over on this side, And I've still got some of the buff. Got to get that buffing off there, because I went through and ran a polish on it to make it look better. Did my best at blending. I'm not a professional painter, and I'm not as good as I'd like to be, and I really prefer not to paint. I mean, painting wheels, that's one thing. Painting a door panel, that's not another, but I actually didn't do as good as I thought I could have done, because I had a car one time that had a whole front bumper like this that was completely destroyed. I mean, just in pieces. So replaced it, painted it. Let's pop the hood on this one. This one's really dirty inside and out, much more than the Murano is. The Murano just had a second bath. So this one's got a couple of issues that we had to deal with. One, and I still can't for the life of me figure out why the belt was squealing. Needed a new belt. The belt was squealing. It looked perfect. It didn't even have any cracks on it. Everything was solid, and we of course did a battery, because that seems to be a good portion of the norm for us. It does have a small oil leak that actually goes right over the exhaust manifold that causes a little bit of smoke. I'm gonna get some chemicals for that, and I need to clean out all of this stuff in here, and I need to do a complete cleaning under the hood. Yeah, the center caps made the biggest difference on those, because they're ugly wheels and they're not in the best shape, but the center caps drew your eyes right to where they were missing. Let's take this one to the car wash. We're going to take it to a different car wash because of the paint. I don't want to take it through one with the brushes. I want to take it through one that I actually do on my own. So the smoke never escapes out from under the hood, which is the upside. But I think if I get some Lucas in there, yeah, before, if I started it like this, it would have squealed like a banshee. She's got 107,000 miles on it. I bought it with 108, I'm sorry. Might have bought it with 106, I think is what it was. So I'll put more miles on this one by far. Mostly because that one over there caused me enough grief. Yeah, before I couldn't have even tried to, the brakes are a little screechy, kinda. And again, low tire pressure light, which is not because it's theirs. And you can see the oil leaks on the driveway now. Yeah, it's not a huge leak. It's a very minor leak. But the smoke is the problem, not the leak. So I've got to get, I'm going to put a little Lucas oil stop leak in there. That should put that to bed permanently. There's also a rattle in this door. It drives me freaking batty. You can hear it, I'm sure. But it's not the window. So if we have enough time today, we're going to take out that door panel. We're going to fix that problem, because I can't tolerate it anymore. It's actually gone beyond the ability for me to comprehend why I should put up with it. I will say the little 2.4 or 2.5 liter Ford banger in this thing, absolutely wonderful for gas. There is a thumping sound that has developed, and I don't know if you can hear it. It's very quiet. But it's not actually causing the car to thump. It's something, possibly the wheel bearing. I really don't know, and I really want to get, and maybe after I sell these two cars, maybe I will. I'd really like to get a, what is the word I'm looking for? Help me out, people. Scissor lift or quick jacks, because then I can take these tires off with ease. I can raise it up and I can take a look at things like, what in the heaven's name is causing this? It does not seem to affect any drivability. In fact, actually, I got my hands off the wheel, it drives straight. Both of them are aligned great, which is nice because I've had ones that weren't aligned great. I will say I will not buy a Jeep again. I'm gonna go to the same place, but there's a car wash, a manual car wash, literally just up the same little area as the one car wash, and I'm gonna go to the manual car wash. Well, that's kind of funny. His LED headlights are causing a blink in the camera. That's great. It's not a bad car. It's got the moonroof. For Subaru, believe it or not, this is their luxury. In 2008, it wasn't much beyond power brakes, power windows, power steering, you know, power seats, and moonroof. Everything is soft on the dash like the other one. Subaru, I don't think has ever gone to, let me just squish it where you can see me squish it. Subaru, I don't think has ever gone to the hard plastics, maybe on their newer cars. The newest Subaru that I think I've ever sold is a 2010 or 11. It's kind of funny because went through a period where I sold a lot of Foresters. And with the Foresters, what was amusing about them was you could see from 2001, which was the first Forester that I sold, to the 2007 Forester that I sold, there was a world of refinement added in there. You know, just little things like on the 2001, the cup holders were, you pushed a button on the dash and then ejected the cup holders. It seemed like a ridiculous thing to me to do that, but in 2007 it was actual cup holders. You know, there's just overall the fit and finish inside was a world better. I'm probably going faster than I should. There's a police station right up here, but yeah, we're going 50. I think it's 45 here. This car does drive absolutely phenomenal. It drives so good. Yeah, it's 45. I'm going 45. Well, I think my microphone is dead, so hopefully you can still hear me. So this is the stuff that I use on the headlights. Chemical Guys Headlight Restorer. It has worked amazing. It does not require a lot of work. I love that stuff. Yeah, I've got lots and lots of detailing chemicals. Take a good look at these headlights now. They're kind of foggy and not great. And I'm going to go ahead and clean them up with that stuff, and then we'll take a quick shot of those. All right, I've done one. This is literally 5 minutes worth of work right there, with simply a rag and the Chemical Guys stuff. There's the done one. There's the not done one. You can totally see it's fast. A lot of guys will sit there with sandpaper discs and do it for a day to get them that clear, and then do a whole bunch of work. This stuff just works. Yeah, you can see there's a huge difference, and that looks a whole lot better. We'll hit this one next, and then we'll hit the Nissan. That might be all I can do because I'm running out of daylight. It's downside to winter. Don't get a lot of daylight. But dadgum, that looks good, don't it? That's a whole world better. All right, now this one's done. Unfortunately, I'm running out of daylight fast, so I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot more tonight. I was hoping to get this one at least pictured. It's still wet that I can see, because that car wash doesn't have a blow dryer. This one did, and it still needs to be cleaned inside. I might start some inside cleaning, but you know, I apply it on a rag and I just do little circles and just keep doing little circles, little circles, little circles. You know, like you would if you were waxing, maybe a little smaller circles than that, but you know, then it clears up all of this really nice. I mean, really nice. It does such a nice job. And now if we look at this guy from back here, get a better view. Both sides are clear as a bell. Yes, they are tinted a little bit compared to the other cars, but that looks dadgum nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit the other one with the vacuum, get a couple of cleaning things done on that. Because I'm thinking if I'm lucky, early next week, I'm gonna get that one listed, and same with this one. I still need to paint the wheels, so it might be a little longer than that because I need to have a weekend where I can go in and, I mean, those wheels are gross. And we'll put the center caps on, they'll look real nice. They'll look real nice black. Probably go with a gloss black because we get gloss black trim on this car. And with a little chrome in the middle with the center cap saying Nissan, that's gonna look cherry. And then, yeah, this car is, other than a little interior cleanup, like I need to come in and clean up the dash because there's goo on the dash. And hey, thank you for finishing our Brad the Car Dude first ever episode. We are going to come back with more content on those two cars. Every week I will be posting content on cars. There'll be other content that'll happen sporadically. I am going to, and I'm not sponsored by anyone, so when I tell you the Chemical Guy's headlight restoration is easy and does a good job, I bought it and I tried it myself. I'm going to do the same with Bling Chemicals. I saw their touchless car wash. Really excited to try that. And I'm going to try it on the truck. So as far as next episode, we're going to take the wheels off of the Subaru, the front wheels, and we're going to look at the brakes, take the calipers off, take the rotors off, repack the bearings, just check everything. If the brakes need to be replaced, I'll replace the brakes. I'm going to see if I can get a good look at it through the wheels beforehand so I can order the brakes. But it's, you know, if it needs brakes, I might as well do it while I'm taking the calipers off, you know. I don't like doing brakes, and I don't like doing front end work, but I'd like to at least make sure that there's nothing weird. And if it's just a bearing that's getting loud, well, repacking the bearing, or if the bearing's damaged, I'll buy new bearings. It can't be more than a few bucks at O'Reilly's. So hopefully this all goes well. And thank you for watching, and please subscribe and check back for more content. There will be weekly content. I will get better at this. I won't say as much, you know, I know I shouldn't say that ever, but it happens. It's just part of me being me, you know. Yeah, there's numb. So I'm working on that, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Thanks.